Oh, we're here at Glen Ely this morning, and I'm with Prunchis and
This is Gabriel Brady.
yes,
And Gabriel is one of the 1916 relatives, as his granduncle Christopher.
Christy Brady.
Christy Brady was the printer of the Irish Proclamation, and I'm absolutely delighted, Gabriel, to get the Rowan ash tree through you. And this will be printed at Maura Comfort's plot and my cousin's plot in Mount St. Benedict, and Maura Comfort fought with my mother in the Four Courts along with Lee Mellows, and so there's a lot of history attached to this tree and through us and you as a descendant, and I'm delighted, and thanks very much.
It's my pleasure, Prunchis, and I'm delighted to have
Aye.
supplied the tree.
that's
There you
great.
go.
And I'm just going to show you the tree now. We have the tree strapped to the roof of the car, and we're heading back for Mount St. Benedict, where this will be planted before the day is out. So listen, thanks very much. Great to meet you all.
Tackle.
So we're up at Mount St. Benedict with the tree now, and as you can see, we have a fine hole dug there, and Prunchis there has put in a special mixture that we got off the horticulturist that's going to help the tree to grow. This is a mountain ash or a rowan, and come this time next year we hopefully will have some lovely red berries. So here's Prunchis now with his silver shovel, planting away there. Not a bother on him, look at that. Ah, well, that's great now, Prunchis. That'll do it for the moment. And just look up to me here now. So there's the job done. We're halfway through the job. Up at Mount St. Benedict here at the grave of Maura Comerford and Aileen Keogh. And just up behind us here is Prunchis O'Reilly, the grandson of the O'Reilly. And we've just planted a tree there amongst, in memory of all the brave souls who fought and died. And Prunchis there is now supposed to put this is a mountain ash, a beautiful rowan tree. And come this time next year, this will be a beautiful red berry on it. And just up into the next grave here is the grave of Father John Sweetman, who would have been he would have been the owner of the school where all the O'Reillys went to school. So yeah, Prunchis is going to say a few words now. As I say, there's Maura Comerford's grave, and we'll just go up to Prunchis here now. So Prunchis.
Hi, Owen. Thanks very much for today. I really appreciate your kindness in helping me in doing this. I've always had this, I'd like to always, play something here, or pay some tribute to Father Sweetman, who would have been a relative of mine, and then you have Maura Comerford, of course, who fought in the Four Courts, along with my mother, Bridie Klein, and with Liam Mellows. And in fact, this is a book that was brought out regarding those who fought in the siege in the Four Courts. And I'll just read you out one page of the book. And in the Four Courts, Liam Mellows insisted that Maura Comerford and another Cumann woman, Bridie Klein, that's my mother, should get some rest, and took them to a big room where there were two beds in the corner. They were told not to move out of their corner because of the rest of the room was dangerous. The glass in one of the tall windows was shattered. At one stage the door flew open, and Sean Nolan, coming off duty, walked in unaware that they were there. The two women had a fright when in the darkness he threw his rifle on top of Comerford and sat down heavily on Bridie Klein. So that's some of the excerpts from a time that both my mother and Maura spent fighting on the anti-treaty side for the republic that we are today. And as I stand here, very proud to be here today with old Dunbar, overlooking the cottage down there where three of my uncles were educated, and along with Sean McBride, a great school buddy, who was one of the few Irishmen ever who got the Nobel Peace Prize. So we're at the plot here, and this plot wouldn't be here today only for my mother and my father and my uncles And they got Dev involved because the abbot and the bishop wanted Father Sweetman, because of his Republican activities, buried in England. And they came down here, they got his body, they brought it up to the little church, and he was interned here first at this plot. So I'm proud to be standing here today knowing of the input they put into this. And now I'm standing beside this mountain ash, or rowan mountain ash, appropriately placed, and thanks to Owen digging the hole, and appropriately placed on this hillside overlooking the college, right behind Maura Comerford's grave, and the housekeeper there. And
Would you?
and now I can say, Owen, that at least can strike this off my bucket list.
Can you tell us where you got the tree from?
We got the tree today earlier. I bought it through a great horticulturist friend of mine, who happens to be Gabriel Brady, whose grand uncle was Christopher Brady, and he was the printer of the Irish Proclamation. So you could say that the descendants are mingling with those who were involved in the War of Independence. So that again is a nice piece of history to have. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of it here today. And I feel my mother close to me today here as I stand here, and my uncles, Father Sweetman and Maura Comerford, because Maura Comerford used to come up to my mother's dinners, Sunday dinners, which lasted a long time up the mountains. And she was a regular, actually. She used to be dropped up from Sandyford, her home, by Frank Aiken, who was a great friend of my mother's. So there's the history intermingled again, and I'm delighted that you're here.
Well, Francis, that's absolutely wonderful. And just as a footnote, I'm going to pan down on the house down there. You can see the house in the distance there. That was the original site of John Hunter Gowan, who was the magistrate here in 1798. A very cruel man, responsible for a lot of pillage and murder and hangings. And after the Battle of Tubberneering on the 4th of July 1798, the rebels marched out here and burnt that to the ground, and he later lived in the out offices, but that was her Hunter Gowan's. And it's ironic to think that we have Father Sweetman, Maura Comerford and Aileen Keogh now buried on the hill here overlooking it. So yeah,
Marvellous.
great, Francis. Thank you very much.